After visiting one of the most beautiful lakes in Germany, famous Eibsee, we continued exploring other magical but less known lakes in this Bavarian region. First lake we visited was called Spitzingsee. Yeah, I know that German names can be a little bit funny and sometimes hard to pronounce, but that's how it works with German language. So, we arrived here early in the morning, but since our guest house was around 1 hour away from the lake, unfortunately, with the traffic on the way and slightly cloudy weather, we couldn't see the sunrise. But that was not such a big disaster, since fast I realized that the main attraction at Spitzingsee this morning is not gonna be a fairy tale moment of the soft morning sun rays covering the lake, but it's going to be the cows coming down from the hills to the field for having a nice green grass breakfast. Okay, maybe seeing cows is not fascinating for all of you, as it is for me, but since I'm coming from a bigger city and I rarely have a chance to see farm animals running around freely, it really makes me very happy and exciting when something like this happens, especially when it's not planned. Anyway, there were so many cows coming down from the hill. In some moments, I was even kind of a bit afraid of them. I know they wouldn't hurt me if I don't bother them, but I was still afraid to come closer to them that they don't get mad or something. No one likes to be disturbed while eating, not even me. So I had to admire them within a safe distance. These ones surrounded with flowers looked especially pretty to me. Here, this one noticed me, but she was too lazy to get up to come and say hi to me. Okay, so besides seeing cows at Spitzingsee, this lake is also a nice place for renting a boat and doing some water sports. It is one of the largest mountain lakes in Bavaria, with its maximum depth of 16.3 meters. We didn't do any of these activities, except walking around the whole lake, and then guess what happened next? We went for a morning cappuccino. The day started to look very promising with less and less clouds. There are a few restaurants and hotels around the lake, but we were mostly the only people here at the moment, which was actually quite nice to have a whole lake just for ourselves and the cows. Next lake on our dry route was Schliersee. By the way, I forgot to mention to you that for this Bavarian Alps and Lakes trip that we did in last June, we rented a car for 3 days and we started from Nuremberg, but we were sleeping in a place called Miesbach. This place was our base for the next 3 days. So, the little town called Schliersee is located on the northeastern shore of the lake of the same name, Schliersee, and it is a well-known resort to the Bavarian Alps. Schliersee provides a beautiful scenic view of the surrounding mountains and is famous for an excellent quality of water. That's why there are many people coming here for sunbathing, swimming, and enjoying the surroundings. Personally, I liked more the lake before, the Spitzingsee, because it was more private and felt a bit wilder, with more cows than people running around. But this lake, Schliersee, is definitely better for someone who longs for some beach summer vibes. Beautiful water lilies, almost like from Monet. The lake is located 50 kilometers southeast from Munich at the height of 777 meters above the sea level, with its maximum depth of around 40 meters. So what we did is, we walked around the whole lake, and I have to tell you, it was a really long walk, around 8 kilometers. It is flat all the time, and the road is really very nice, but I guess we needed around 3 hours with all the stops that we made on the way while filming and making photos. We even passed by the train railroad. At one side of the lake, there is even an official camping place where people can park their vans and open their tents. And I was really surprised to see how good it's organized with all the toilets and showers. So if you're into camping, this place is really something to consider. Now, time for the third lake. Okay, so the third lake is called Tegernsee. And to be honest, I enjoyed it the least, but believe me, it's all just about the personal preferences. The lake itself looked very beautiful, clean and huge, with stunning mountains and valleys surrounding it. But the only thing that we found here were actually overpriced water activities, lots of people, and this fancy-looking restaurant. So maybe, if we would have put more effort, maybe we would discover some nice hidden gems of this lake. But our first impression was that this is the place to come to be seen. So, I've never been in the US, but this place reminded me a bit on some of those places from series like Orange County or Beverly Hills. I might be totally wrong, but even the design of this cute restaurant reminded me of some Californian TV shows. And there's definitely nothing bad in fancy places. It's just that that was not what we were looking for during our road trip through Garmisch-Partenkirchen. We were more searching for some less crowded and more remote places, if it's possible. But anyway, since we traveled this far, we still had a drink here and then continued our journey. After Tegernsee, we saw on the Google Maps that there is a nice hiking trail close to the lake. So unfortunately, I have no idea what is the name of this place where we took a short hike, but we again stumbled upon these beautiful creatures just walking around and enjoying life. Cows are everywhere in Bavaria, and they always look so peaceful and relaxed, so happy. I mean, who wouldn't be happy in this magical environment? Spending time in the nature, away from the city bus, concrete, buildings and crowd, is the best thing that you can do for your mind and soul. Being in the nature is the best medicine for our physical and mental health. And whenever I don't leave Nuremberg for a long time and go to some nearby hiking or similar, I really start to feel anxious and stressed. As the night was approaching, we drew back to the first lake, Spitzingsee, and from there we hiked up to this little lake called Grünsee, which, believe me, looked so much better and more romantic and vibrant a few minutes before I turned on my camera. You see, this is Spitzingsee in the far. The idea was to watch a sunset from here, but it got too late and cloudy, and it looked like it's gonna rain. And yes, on our drive back to our Airbnb, it started to pour like from a bucket. The sky and the clouds looked so angry, and the weather just turned from looking perfect to looking very wet and grey. But for the month of June, these surprising storms out of nowhere are not so unusual. Anyway, the next day started very good, and we drew to this beautiful lake called Tumsee. Okay friends, this lake had some kind of mystical jungle vibes, but of course still in European style. The colors of the water were like from the painting palette from Impressionists. And the lilies again reminded me on Monet and his French lilies. The nice thing was that this lake was really not overcrowded, and there were a few brave people taking a bath. And this cute dog reminded me on my dog when I was small. If there would be a chance of jumping in the water, my dog would just immediately do it. Then we did a whole circle around the lake, and somewhere in the middle made a morning break in this nice restaurant with this stunning view. At one moment, the girl working here started to throw old dry breadcrumbs to the fish. And it was so cool seeing them, how they fight for them. Now friends, after Tumsee, we just drove around this area, parked the car close to the road, and started taking this nice path that was leading us to this kind of secret lake that the name unfortunately I don't know. We kind of found it accidentally, and I couldn't find it on the Google Maps to tell you the exact location, but we were very happy to find it because it was so peaceful and quiet, and again with those European jungle vibes. So my friends, that is all for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed all the lakes and hopefully you found some useful information about this Bavarian region. Thank you for watching my videos. See you in the next one. Bye bye!